When we talk of luxury SUVs, the GLS has always been a top contender, and it's not only because of the lure of that three-pointed star on its nose, it's because it was quite practical. It had 7 seats, could fit your luggage, and of course, this space, the comfortable back seat. But the GLS has been around a while, and it was about time that it got an update. Well, Mercedes now have the refreshed GLS available over here, and that's what I'm going to review today. First up, let's take a look at all the changes. On the outside, you get the big three-pointed star bang on the nose like before. But now it's surrounded by a 4-slatted grille. Large, oversized grilles seem to be the trend these days. Personally, I think the older grille was nicer. But let us know what you think in the comments below. And of course, do remember to subscribe to the Autocar India channel to get all the latest in the automotive reviews and news. Of course, at the end of this video, do remember to give it a like as well. Well, let's continue with the rest of the changes. The bumper has also been redesigned with surrounds to the air dams, and the headlamps are new as well with signature DRLs. You have the same 21-inch wheels on the side and the floorboard as well, but now you get animated light projections. At the rear, there's a new LED tail lamp as well, which rounds up the exterior styling tweaks. Now, when you have a large SUV, of course, you want a fair amount of boot space as well to carry luggage. And the GLS does offer that up. With all rows up, you get 355 litres of space, and that's a fair amount. You can get a couple of trolleys in here at the back. But of course, if you have larger luggage, you can always fold away the seats at the touch of a button. Well, as you can see, there's acres and acres of room once you fold down all the seats. In fact, so much so that I can get in lengthwise and take a nap. The changes to the interior styling are few as well, but there is a new steering wheel, there's a new Maybach-like stripe panel across the dash, and the AC vents are from the Maybach as well. While the infotainment screen is the same, the software has been updated. Basically, the touch sensitivity has improved, so that's now much better on this screen. You also get a new off-road mode where you also get the view of the transparent bonnet. You know, it's the feature that you've also seen in the GLC. The Burmester system is also updated, and you can now stream music and personalize the sound settings. You also get ventilated seats, which is a big boon in our weather. And of course, you get the USB-C charging port, which now has a 100-watt charging. Now, the rear seat retains the wireless charging pads in the central console and the removable tablet for controls. You can also opt for rear seat infotainment screens. In other additions to the refreshed GLS, you get added ADAS features offering enhanced visibility, and you get an active stop and go, which makes traffic driving easy. Sound insulation has also been improved with laminated glass, and there's a film that's infrared so that it can block out the UVA and UVB rays, keeping you cool and comfortable in the lap of luxury. Well, definitely a luxurious cabin, and the styling tweaks just lift it a level higher. But let's get back into the seat where most of the owners are going to be and see what's different there. Well, getting in is really easy. It's not too high of a climb. So you just slide into this seat, and that makes it really comfortable. Nothing much has really changed in the back here. You have as much space as before, which is more than enough, and it's comfortable. However, if you do opt for this entertainment package and you have these screens, they kind of intrude into this back space and make it seem less spacious. So if you don't really need these screens, I'd advise don't go for this package. However, you can open up more room. You can fold away the front seat via the touch of a few buttons, fold it forward. You can also move this seat pretty far back if you don't have a third row of passengers. Recline the backrest, which reclines to about 30 degrees. And you can get really comfortable in this back seat if you don't have front or rear passengers with you. If you do, there is a bit of a compromise because you do have to move around the middle row to open up just about enough room for the rear seat passengers as well. Now, you could get a third passenger in here if you wanted, because it is a Benz style seat, but they would have to sit with their legs astride this central tunnel. There's enough space for the 3 passengers though, which is a good thing. Now, you also have the central armrest, which folds down, and in that you have the wireless charger, you have a nice little storage bin. You have this removable tablet, which allows you access to all the controls up front. They're the same controls that you have on the front screen. So you pretty much have everything, including navigation, phone, all your comfort features, sun blinds as well. You can operate the sun blinds via the doors, close the sunroof, this massive panoramic sunroof that actually extends over the back seat and makes it feel nice and open and airy. But if you close all that off, put the sun blinds up, you can envelop yourself in a cocoon of comfort. But what about the third row? Now, getting into the third row is pretty simple. It's at the touch of a button. Seat folds away slowly, so you have to wait on it a bit. But then access is pretty simple, and I'm going to ask Saumil to step in and sit in the middle row over there so that we really get a good judgment of how much space there is for 2 people to sit quite comfortably. We fold away the seat. Saumil, put it at your comfort level. Yeah, so Saumil has the seat on full recline, and I think you could move it a little bit backwards as well if you wanted to. Yeah. Okay, so Saumil is comfortable. And for someone that's my height, which is 5'4", I have just about enough leg room over here, but it's not 2 knees up and I can stretch my feet under the seat. So it's comfortable enough. I mean, I could do a reasonable journey in this back seat without feeling too uncomfortable. There's a nice large window area, so it's airy. I have cup holders, I have the USB-C chargers, and I have air vents over here as well for myself. So it is not too bad in this third row of the GLS. I have to say it's pretty okay for someone my size. So just remember, 5'4" and under will be comfortable here. And now it's time to get back to the middle row to get going to check out the ride. So as you can see, it's easy to get comfortable with that front seat tucked away when there is no front passenger. So a nice, comfortable, luxurious seat over here. And as far as ride goes, it's quite luxurious as well, especially at low speeds, because it does away with all the bumps and potholes and gives you a nice, soft, comfortable ride. The only thing is, as you pick up the pace, because of that softness of the suspension, there is a fair bit of movement, so you can bounce around quite a bit on an undulating section of road. Well, it's time to switch over to the other side now and get behind the wheel. The GLS comes with 2 engine offerings, both getting the integrated starter motor to give you electrical boost. It gets the most powerful diesel in the Mercedes lineup, which gives you 367 HP and 750 Nm of torque. What I'm driving is a 3-litre petrol that offers 380 HP and 500 Nm of torque. Both engines get an additional 20 HP and 200 Nm of torque from the mild hybrid system. The petrol now has a little bit more power, and it also comes with the mild hybrid system, that integrated starter motor, and that electrical boost makes sure that power delivery is always effortless. Put your foot down and power is just served up very easily. In fact, so much so that you never feel like you're driving this mammoth SUV. It actually feels quite sprightly, and performance is good. Now, whether it's driving and ambling around in the city traffic, or whether you're pressing on a highway, the engine keeps up really well and makes driving very effortless and easy. As far as refinement goes, the engine is really smooth, and even the cabin is very well insulated, so you do get that luxury feel. Now, while the steering is light and easy, and you can twirl this car around in the city and cut through traffic quite easily, it weighs up quite well as you pick up the pace, even around corners. It gives you a nice, secure feeling, but this is not really a car that you're going to chuck around corners. It's more a car for comfortable cruising. It does that well. It makes you feel confident. The thing is that the suspension is softly sprung, so while it's a cushy ride at lower speeds, as you pick up the pace, you feel a lot of movement. It tends to pitch, it tends to roll, so it does feel a little bit all over the place at higher speeds. And that's where I really miss having a dynamic mode in this car, because you have only comfort, eco, and off-road. Had there been a dynamic mode, it would have hunkered the car down and settled it a lot more. Well, the outgoing GLS is priced at around 1.33 crore. Now, we don't know the price of this new GLS at the time of going to this review, but we expect it to be anywhere up to about 1.5 crore rupees. So it is on the pricier side. But for that, what you get is now a whole lot more features, you get more powerful engines, and of course you get that comfort, luxury and refinement that it always had, along with the badge value of the 3-pointed star.